I strongly condemn these recent and brutal police shootings in Texas and in Illinois. We have had 4 more Guardians slain, and frankly, our hearts are broken over this. I offer the families of these officers my condolences, and I ask that all of us come together and keep them in our prayers.
All right, folks, welcome to Gimme 5. Loretta Lynch, the Attorney General of these United States, acknowledging the horrific shootings of police officers, the rash of the shootings that have taken place in the past week or so. And you think she would have left it at that. But what she's about to do is lump the shooting of police officers into an overall violent, I guess, kind of climate in the United States. And she does an injustice to the police officers when she lumps them together with other crime. Watch.
As many of you know, I have spent virtually my entire career working closely with state, local, and federal law enforcement officers, and I know that these men and women have volunteered to take on the most challenging, dangerous, and important jobs that we have here. Then they do this for us. They move us aside and they run into danger for us. And so please, again, keep them in your prayers. The President noted in his statement yesterday, the targeting of police officers is totally unacceptable, and we will continue to stand up for the safety of our officers wherever they serve.
Okay, so that's where it should have been left. That's exactly where it should have been left. But then in the next breath, as I said, she diminishes the deaths of those officers and what's going on in this country and the war against police by incorporating it into a culture of violence and other examples of violence. Watch.
But I also just want to add that the many shootings that we have seen around the country in recent months are all particularly troubling. We have seen violence strike at all segments of our community. It is a sad fact now that no one is safe. We've seen these brutal police killings. We've seen the particularly violent shootings of 2 Virginia reporters killed on air last week. Last month, members of our military targeted in Tennessee, moviegoers in Louisiana, and of course in June, church parishioners in Charleston. And of course, many of our cities are seeing an increase in violence that we're looking at very closely.
All right. So she then, in the next breath, after talking about the cops, says, you know, this is all part of all this violence that's going on. Nobody is safe. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Without police officers, if police officers become the targets of these people saying, you know, pigs, put them in pigs in a blanket, roast them like bacon, fry them like bacon. If these police shootings continue, you have anarchy. Anarchy. Police shootings go, and the shooting of any law enforcement officer goes into a separate category. Now, she brings up the targeting of our military in Tennessee. The targeting of our military in Tennessee? Could that have been terrorism? I mean, to lump that in there is insane as well. One more.
This violence against all of us, regardless of what uniform any of us wear, has to end. Our dialogue has to be focused on the preventing violent crime as it touches all of us. And that is what the Justice Department's Violence Reduction Network will address at its summit in Detroit later this month. We'll be convening a meeting with law enforcement officers from around the country to discuss, along with representatives from DOJ, to discuss these strategies to end this uptick in violent crime and to help prevent this from occurring.
You want to know how to prevent it from occurring and to end it? Lock them up and throw away the key. That's how you do it. When you put the bad guys in jail, look, the police chief of Chicago has said many, many times after the killings of innocents by gangbangers and others, they shoot people, we put them in jail for a year, and we have to let them out because we have no room. Build more jails, lock them up, throw away the key. Thanks for watching.